Yo, what's up? It's Noah. It's my third time filming this video because I don't like the way it turns out. So this week we're talking about how we realized we are trans, and it's such a long story. First of all, I would like to ask you, how did you realize you were the gender that you are? Like, how did you realize you were cis female? Are there any moments when you're like, oh yeah, now I really know that I'm cis female? It's such a weird question anyways to ask. Like, these are just the feelings I have and that's it. The way I realized I was trans was a long process of first denial. For a very long time I was ignoring all the feelings I had about my body, about my gender. I was afraid of being different and I didn't want to be different. So I ignored it, but that doesn't work, does it? And in university, I surrounded myself with a lot of queer people and I felt safe to be myself, so I started, to be myself more. But still for me, it was internally very difficult to accept the feelings that I had, because I was holding on to this idea that I want to be this perfect girl, and when it turned out I was not attracted to guys, that I was going to be the perfect lesbian or whatever, the one you always see in stupid TV shows with long hair and very feminine, but that's just not me. And it also turns out that I'm not a lesbian because I'm non-binary. So yeah, anyways, so it was a long process. Anyways, at the end of my second year, I cut off my hair and I was already wearing a lot of masculine clothes. And then people I met were asking me like, are you a boy or a girl? Are you a boy or a girl? I was like, I have no idea. I don't know. I guess I'm a girl because I was born female, but I never actually thought about it. And luckily I was more accepting at that point that I was allowing myself to think about that question. And also at the same time I was following a course called Queer Theory and Politics in Berlin, and yeah, we just talked about how gender is a social construct, whatever, and it's just a stupid idea that people made up, and all the expectations that come with it are just stupid. And there was a really nice class, and just to be in a room full of queer people and feeling that everyone else was thinking the same things and it was okay for me, and I was thinking like, wow, maybe I'm genderqueer because I don't really necessarily identify as either, and I don't have to. That was a huge thing for me, like I don't have to. So yeah, that was a nice thing that happened. And then I came back to the Netherlands and I was standing in front of the mirror at one point, naked, and I said to myself, just say what you feel. And that's when I realized that the disconnection I had with my body, the way it is shaped, my breasts, my voice, is because of the fact that my authentic self, my truth, is still undeveloped. I know that beneath my breast is my real body, and I know that my voice is supposed to be lower, and I know that my body shape is supposed to be different than it is right now. And I knew this for a very long time, and I felt this for a very long time, but I was too afraid to think about it. But then at that moment I was free and not scared anymore. So I started researching trans things on YouTube, and I found all these amazing people, thank you if you're watching, who told me basically that it was okay the way I was feeling, and it was also okay to not have bottom dysphoria, for example, because I had the idea that if you were a trans guy that you needed to get the full, transition, like bottom surgery, top surgery, hormones, all that stuff. And that's not the case. Like, there's so many ways to experience your gender, and the things you want to do with it or not want to do with it, it's all fine. It's all completely valid. So that was amazing. And I also found people that were identifying as non-binary, and I was like, that's amazing. I feel that way. I feel like my gender is fluent, and I don't want to be in this binary anymore. I've had enough of it. And so I'm still like, my gender is still changing, and even my sexuality is still changing, but that's a different subject. But yeah, it's just nice to feel all the things that I'm feeling, and having the idea that it's okay, and it's okay that things are changing, and it's okay to be whatever, you know? So yeah, that's the moment I realized that I was trans, and that's when I started binding my chest, and that's also when I you know, went to the doctor and got a referral letter to the gender clinic in Amsterdam. And now here I am, almost a year later, going to my third gender clinic appointment on Thursday. So yeah, who would have thought, huh? Yeah. So that's how I realized I was trans, and it's, of course, it's a longer story. Like, I filmed this video 3 times. I think this is a good version, and if you have any questions, then leave them down below or ask me on Instagram. Also, if you want to know more about non-binary identities, because I get some questions about that sometimes, so I'll leave a link down below for a good video about that. So yeah, that's about it, and hope this was helpful. Just know that however you feel your gender is, it's completely okay, and you can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, that's it. Alright, see you guys, girls and people, next week.